Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Purple Lunarose Tarot and Astrology. Today, I'm going to be reading for the Divine Masculine, and we are going to be doing a Celtic Cross reading. Look at me saying it right. Guys, I'll probably call it the Celtic Cross for the rest of my life. I just happened to remember Sister reminding me Celtic. Celtic. I actually looked up this tarot spread because one would think that the Celtic Cross reading has been here for a long time, right? And it has, but you might be a little surprised to find out that this was actually created by A.E. Waite, which is of course the same as Rider Waite, and it's not necessarily a Celtic method or an ancient Celtic method. This Celtic Cross spread came out of his book, which he published in 1910, called A Pictorial Key to the Tarot. And that's where this spread originated from. So if anybody was ever wondering, like I was, where did this spread come from and how come it is so useful? Rider Waite, of course, and then his book and publishings, it definitely makes a lot more sense, right? I see Nama is joining us right away. Guys, we are on at a really awkward time. I was trying to do noon today, but it does seem that 2 p.m. is going to be the better time. So I am going to try to add more of these daytime lives for those of you that I know are on the other side of the planet. And hopefully you'll be able to join me live. I do intend on offering some free energy reads, 3 cards, at the end of the live. If you happen to catch me live and you're hanging out with me and you would like your own reading, just let me know in the live chat, right? All right, so let me just check and make sure we're doing good everywhere. We are on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, and it looks like everything is working just fine. First, I want to start out with some confirmations about last night's live. I have a pretty good feeling that we're going to be able to see what the energies are with the divine masculine in this uncloaked reading. And I just want you to know that I tapped into some of those energies in last night's collective reading. So if you missed last night's love and astrology, you can find that over very easily on my YouTube channel under the live tab. But I want you to know that I got confirmation from divine masculines literally all around the world right after that live. And not only did I get confirmation from divine masculine that that energy was spot on, but it was the energy of being able to protect and provide. Spirit is definitely putting divine masculine in a very forceful alignment, is what it feels like, right? So today, this afternoon, that's what I plan on looking at, is that divine masculine energy. Remember, we're always looking at the heart of the matter when we're doing the Celtic Cross reading, right? Like that's the whole point of the spread, is to find the heart of the matter, the heart of the root of the situation, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Sandra joining us over on Facebook. Welcome, ladies. Welcome. I'm going to jump right in and get started. I'm actually using Sandra's Oracle set that I always forget what it's called. She gifted this to me last year, and I believe, I want to say it's the um, Secret Light Oracle. I believe that's it. I could be wrong. Sandra, correct me if I am. All right, so starting out, first card, I'm going to do them one at a time, and we're going to clarify one at a time as well. All right, a little close up of the cards. I got me a new little setup going, which is going to change more and more as I get my room situated, right? But I'm hoping that we get some close up pictures of these cards. All right, starting out, heart of the matter for divine masculine, please. Meditation comes out, it's number 8. Nourish comes out on the bottom. Let me take both of those. Soul writing is next. So it's definitely giving me this energy of Again, coming into the soul's alignment, aligning with the soul's journey. So here's what's been happening for Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine has been ignoring all of the signs and things that Spirit's been sending Divine Masculine to show Divine Masculine what needs to happen in order to get into alignment. But because Divine Masculine's whole um, vibrational energy is for protecting and providing, it's almost like the dollar, money, material things is always what's prominent on the masculine's mind. Guys, please remember we have both masculine and feminine energies within us, right? So most likely you've been struggling with trying to align your purpose with your job. And your job probably does not allow you to follow your purpose, right? And I said this last night, or maybe it was the live before, but I was like, once Spirit knows that you know, right, then Spirit's not going to let you play anymore. And I think that is what's happening to Divine Masculine. Remember when it was Divine Feminine that was going on this awakening? I used to make the joke all the time, kicking and screaming. I definitely feel that Spirit is not allowing the kicking and screaming. It's almost like Spirit is sick of the kicking and screaming, right? And Divine Feminine has understood this, and I do feel has surrendered to the journey. And what's happening now is this is just Divine Masculine's turn to come into alignment. And this is what I would call seriously divine union, right? When the two merge together and come together. But meditation and nourishment coming out for the heart of the matter tells me that Spirit wants to talk to Divine Masculine about their physical health. What happens when you ignore Spirit, or when you ignore your spiritual awakening, or when you ignore your soul's alignment? What happens? Well, I'll tell you right now, your physical health is one of the first things to show you, like physical signs in your outer world, that you're not in alignment, right? So right now, the masculine is dealing with a lot of physical health issues. And guys, I don't really like talking about health issues when it comes to like tarot, because remember, tarot is a tool, and we're just using this tool to be able to align with our soul's journey. If you feel like you need to go see a doctor, like a PhD doctor, like go see one, right? Do whatever you have to do. If you don't have insurance, go to those walk-in places where they have to see you. But I do feel that most likely the Divine Masculine has an inner knowing of what needs to be done. And the more they keep chasing the dollar, right, the more they lack faith that Spirit will give them what they need, then the more maybe physical health issues they could come across, right? So nourishment is definitely about balancing mind, body, and soul. And I think for the longest time, I actually was reviewing some of my messages from my own journey, and I came across a message where my counterpart said that self-care was like just an excuse, and that you have to keep moving all the time. I slightly disagree with that statement. I don't feel that self-care is an excuse to not keep going or not keep moving, because I understand that if you don't pause, if you don't stop to refill your cup, to replenish yourself, eventually you're just going to burn out and break down further down the journey. So the person that pauses to self-care is going to make it a lot longer. It's definitely reminding me of what's that story that everybody talks about, the tortoise and the hare, right? It's definitely giving me that type of vibe. And I know that, if you're a divine masculine and you're listening to this, you're like, well, Rosa, how am I supposed to take care of my family? And how am I supposed to pay my bills? I promise you that Spirit has already showed you what Spirit expects from you in your spiritual awakening. And you have to build your faith. You have to know, you have to have faith that Spirit is going to make sure that you eat, that you have a roof over your head, that your family is taken care of. And I'm not telling people like go out there and quit your jobs or anything like that, but I'm telling you to make sure that you understand that if you're having a spiritual awakening, spirit knows that you're having a spiritual awakening. And what that means is that spirits had to save you from your darkest pits, right? And now what's happening is spirit is expecting a payment. Spirit is expecting a return on his investment. It's that simple. I don't know how else to break that down. I would love to say that it comes at no cost and your freedom is completely free, but that's not how it works, right? That's just not how it works. All right, so Two of Swords is coming out, Knight of Swords and Eight of Swords. Look at all this sword energy. Have mercy. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. We do have Six of Wands on the bottom. So divine masculine feels like they've been working and working and working and trying to gain something and trying to get something. And the something they're trying to get is definitely going to be like a financial situation. I'm seeing pentacles in my mind, right? So it's definitely like I'm trying to work, I'm trying to create, I'm trying to come up, I'm trying to manifest this money and nothing is working out for me. I'm just hitting one obstacle after another. Well, if that rings true to you, then I promise you this is all going to be in the mind. This is all going to be your thinking. This is your perspective of how you're seeing things. And the reason you're not seeing things clearly again is because you're restricting yourself. You're refusing to surrender to your spiritual awakening journey. Again, I am talking specifically to divine masculine, specifically to divine masculine. The Two of Swords is inaction, not taking movement. The Knight of Swords is needing to break free from something. And the Eight of Swords says this is a self-restriction. No one is doing this to you. The universe is not against you. God does not hate you, but you will come into alignment one way or another. All right. So energy that's crossing, we have the soul name card coming out. Inner voice is on the bottom. Divine masculine is lost and not understanding who they are, questioning who they are or who their power or where they get their power. Very possible. Another energy that I'm picking up here is it's very possible that as divine feminine has come into alignment, there's this energy of calling your power back. And when that happens, it definitely has an effect on the divine masculine. They definitely feel that energy of unconditional love, of protection, of unity. They can feel that energy pulling away. And it's very possible with the soul name card here coming out as what's crossing divine masculine, there's this energy of not knowing who you are. I feel like that's something that's been happening for divine feminine very strongly. Just in the last week, 2 weeks, it's this energy of spirit showing us who we are, showing divine feminine where her power lies or how powerful she is. And I think that has allowed the divine feminine energy to really break free from anything that was karmic or unhealthy, not serving their greater good and not helping them project forward in their soul's journey, right? Bottom of the deck, we have Nine of Pentacles. So big confirmation here because Nine of Pentacles is about financial independence. All right, so soul name, we have the Moon card. Again, not knowing something, not able to see something. Nine of Wands is stubborn energy, needing to see something from a different perspective. And Ace of Swords is new clarity and new understanding. So right now, I'm getting a really direct message for divine masculine. It's going to be really important that you start finding out who you are. Why are you having a spiritual awakening? What did spirit save you from? What is your purpose? Why are you experiencing this life? You're definitely facing a lot of fears with this Moon card, but it's almost like I said this last night, or again, I don't remember if it was last night or the live before. They all start to blur together after a while. But I said where I feel like it's easier for me to be angry than it is to be hurt. It's easy for me to be mad at someone instead of taking accountability for my own actions. And I definitely feel like that is what's coming from divine masculine. So here's what's happened for divine feminine. In the last several weeks, divine feminine has had to face the thing that she was scared of the most, the thing that she's been running from for years and years and years, and just felt like if she kept running, she'd never have to face it. And God made us turn around and just face it and deal with it. And that gave us such courage and confidence. It definitely helped us break free from this imposter syndrome that was weighing on us. It helped us break free from karmic ties and karmic cycles. So that definitely could be what's happening for divine masculine. And here's another thing I want to say really quickly. Miss L, welcome. I want to point out that I feel, again, like I've been saying, Miss L, I feel like we'll remember this because I feel like I've been saying this from the very beginning. I have always felt like divine feminine has the most painful experiences in this journey of surrendering, but divine masculine, and just don't take this the wrong way, divine feminine, but divine masculine, I feel like has it harder because they never have the amount of time that divine feminine had to kind of, toss it around and decide whether they were going to come into this alignment or not, whether they were going to learn this specific current challenging lesson or not, or how long it was going to take them to learn it. As when it's learned, it's like divine masculine's turn, and there's no time for divine masculine to play. This is definitely another one of these experiences where divine feminine has leveled up in such a way that spirit is forcing divine masculine to catch up. I don't know, but I got some kind of little tickle being able to say that. All right. Let's look at divine masculine's highest expectation of the matter. And remember, the matter, heart of the matter was balancing mind, body, and soul. They can't run from their awakening anymore. And there's definitely something about communication with all these swords. So if you're divine feminine and you connect with your divine masculine regularly, then most likely you've had communication, and there could even be a different type of communication. Like one way, or before it was, no accountability, and now you could be starting to see accountability. Insight is coming out for, excuse me, divine masculine's highest expectation. So it's like they expect to see, and this definitely is a form of surrendering. They're trying to see, they're trying to find clarity and understanding. Let go is on the bottom. I think the let go is speaking more of their ego, like how they believed things should be. The Two of Wands comes out, an important decision to make. They're struggling to trust. Six of Swords, they're struggling to trust the messages that they hear or the guidance that they're receiving. Queen of Wands, imposter syndrome. Who am I? Why would God help me? Why would God show me the way out of the mess that I have made? That's the thought from divine masculine. That's a tough one. And I feel like if you resonate more with divine feminine, you're going to feel this. You're going to understand it because you just went through it. And what did we have to do in order to get out of that feeling like we didn't have that type of power, or we didn't have these capabilities? We had to go and heal the root chakra. We had to go back to the very beginning. Remember, I kept telling you guys, Spirit's making me go back to the very beginning. We had to remind ourselves what happened to us. And most likely, that's what's going to happen to divine masculine. All right, let's look at energy that's coming into being that divine masculine doesn't know yet. Soul love comes out. It's number 33. It's going to be my favorite. Guys, 33 is my favorite number. So anytime I see, for some reason, like I see a 33 and Oracle set, I just get happy about it, right? Soul family is on the bottom. So that makes sense with what I just said. For divine masculine, getting back to the root chakra, getting back to learning who you are, who's your soul family? Where are you spiritually connected? And I'm not talking about your blood relatives or your close friends and family inner circle. I'm talking about your soul family. It's a whole different situation, right? So I definitely feel like divine masculine energy that's coming into being that they don't know yet is they're starting to gather their soul tribe, or spirit is aligning them with their soul tribe. I just heard heart chakra, and I also got a message that there could be divine masculine out there dealing with, what's it called? I haven't dealt with it in so long. The palpitations, the heart pains. Again, if you need to see a doctor, go see a doctor, right? But when they tell you that there's nothing wrong with your heart, check into some accountability. Check into some accountability. The King of Pentacles literally means accountability. It's the responsible one. It's the mature energy, right? It's also the protector and provider. We have a tower coming out, and we have the 10 of Pentacles. Your stability, your foundation is shaken. You're going to see, so this is energy that's coming into being that you don't know yet. So the tower's already happened. You've probably been experiencing one tower after another, divine masculine. And the reason you're experiencing these tower moments is, we talked extensively about the tower last night as well, is because you built this foundation on some sort of half truth or untruth. And what's happened is you tried to continue building on top of it instead of just tearing it down and starting over. So you kept putting more lies on top of more lies. And now what's happened is spirit has struck your foundation. Something has happened to cause some type of trauma, and now you feel like you're just standing in the rubble, in the aftermath, in the mess that was left behind. And again, the reason being is because you have to rebuild your foundation. You didn't have a stable foundation to begin with. And now what's going to happen is, if you can take responsibility, if you can take accountability, if you can align with the frequency of your soul and the journey that your soul has routed, right? That has a plan for, if you can come into alignment with that, then you're going to be able to find the stability or even the money that you've always been looking for. But none of this is going to happen until you're willing to break down the foundation which you built your lies on. 9 of Cups on the bottom. All right, let's look at energy that's past. So this is energy that's completely done, divine masculine. You don't have to deal with it anymore. You're finished. You've learned the lesson. You've moved on. Manifestation is here. And that's very true. And that's a lot of confirmation as well. Because I feel like when divine masculine first started their awakening, they realized they could manifest. And they were like, oh my gosh, it's on now. And that was their only goal, was how much can I manifest, right? And instead of having gratitude, showing spirit you know, being grateful for the things that came in. They just wanted more, 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 right? Again, please remember, I'm not trying to be mean to anybody here. I am just sharing the message that I'm getting. I understand that it's harsh, but we are getting to a time where we just have to get in line, and we have to, you know, strap on our boots, and we have to take our marching orders. Like, spirit is done allowing all of this chaos and all of this mess. um, we're coming into alignment, and what's really interesting is I'm very strongly sensing union. But again, if you're divine masculine and you feel like, yes, I had this awakening and I was able to manifest all these wins and all this money and all this stuff and all these jobs, and now I can't manifest anything and I don't understand why. That's going to be the reason. Spirit showed you your power so that you could dig deep and heal yourself, and then use those powers for spirit's will, but you continue to use them for your own will. Soul tree is on the bottom. I just heard a very harsh message. I'm just going to spit it out. Ready? It's very possible that the reason there's such a rushed energy for divine masculine is because this is the energy that could have been holding the collective up. And I know how that sounds. I really, truly do. But that is a very direct message that I just received. And that could be why the divine masculine is experiencing one tower after another. I promise you, God is done playing. I promise you. All right, the Three of Wands comes out, taking action towards your future. The Seven of Wands is guarding something, creating some type of barrier and judgment. See, all of that was so that you could follow your purpose. Big confirmation with that Judgment card coming out. But did you use the manifestations to follow your purpose, divine masculine, or did you use the manifestations for your own personal benefit? Scorpio energy strongly. I know my readings are hard, guys, but I promise you, they're going to help you get your head right out of your ass, and then life is going to get so much better. All right, let's look at future energies. So I'm looking like, let's say the next 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks for divine masculine, please. Variance comes out. It's number 39. Soul Song is on the bottom. I'm getting this energy of multiple opportunities. Okay. So for divine masculine, I'm getting this energy of multiple opportunities to show spirit that you've come into alignment. These could be like triggers, like things triggering you and you not allowing it to take your peace, right? Protecting your peace. This could be opportunities to be of service for spirit's will. And spirit could be seeing, like, are you going to go be of service? Are you going to help someone? Or are you still waiting to get something in return? It's number 39. Five of Swords comes out. In the mind, thoughts in the mind, negative thinking. King of Swords, Queen of Swords, definitely. All right, so you're going to have divine masculine. You're going to have some opportunities to speak your truth. You're going to have some opportunities to enforce healthy boundaries, but you're going to fight with yourself back and forth in the next 2 weeks about whether you have the balls to speak your truth and have accountability, or whether you're going to hide behind the wall or hide behind the mask. I feel like Spirit's going to give you almost several tests, one after another. And I promise you that speaking your truth, having accountability for your actions, and enforcing healthy and respecting, let's talk about that. right? Respecting healthy boundaries is going to be important as well. Next 2 weeks. And I mean, Three of Swords is on the bottom. So it's like, this is it. This is it. Are you tired of the heart palpitations? Are you tired of the chest pains? Are you tired of that longing and that ache? This is it. All right, let's look at how others around you are impacting. Who's enabling divine masculine? That's what I just heard. Soul tree comes out. Your family, your inner circle, your close friends and family, the people that are telling you, just keep doing it the same old way. The people that are telling you it's everyone else and not you. And I do believe that that is why this week you could be experiencing new people coming into your circle. And I'm talking about new soul tribe people, people that are having the either same type of spiritual awakening journey that you're having. Remember, guys, lots of things cause spiritual awakenings, right? Like you could have a bad car accident and you could have a spiritual awakening, and then you're going to connect with other people that have experienced trauma in that way. You could do a lot of drugs, and you could be like a recovering addict, and you could have a spiritual awakening, and you're going to connect with other people having a spiritual awakening from that way. Does that make sense? You can lose a loved one that could cause heart chakra explosion, right? So you have an awakening, a spiritual awakening, and then you connect with other people that are grieving loved ones that are having a spiritual awakening. Is this making sense to you guys? So this is the type of alignment that could be happening when I say your soul family, your soul tribe is coming around. Spirit could be bringing these people to divine masculine, and you could be having an opportunity. Do you go back to the same old people that just tell you what you want to hear, or do you face that challenging thing that's been holding you back this whole time, right? Let's get some confirmation on that enabling, because I heard it loud and clear. Wheel of Fortune comes out. Sagittarius energy. It's this go lucky type of energy. Maybe you feel like divine masculine could feel like people could just be saying, oh, you're just having a like an unlucky streak, or you know what I'm saying? People could be trying to like make minor of the situations that are happening around divine masculine. Six of Cups is here, reunion. Two of Cups is here, partnership, soulmate. It could also be saying to divine masculine that it's time for some type of reunion. It could also be saying that it's time for some type of equal effort. All right, how divine masculine is impacting the heart of the matter, which remember was unbalanced. There was this energy of inner turmoil. So there is only light coming out. The color card is on the bottom. I feel like divine masculine is struggling to see the light. It's interesting. I stopped saying at the end of the lives, I would say, I'm sending you abundant love and light on your journey. Someone said that to me, and it really touched me in one of my darkest hours of my life. And when I started PLR, I wanted to share that comfort with all of you that were in your darkest pits. And I knew that that helped me as I was crawling out of mine. But I recently realized that we all have our own light. You don't need me to send you any light. Um, you probably need me to send a little shadow your way so that you can get a backbone and stand up for yourself, right? Um, so I've stopped saying that. I've stopped saying that because I know that you are your own light. And for divine masculine, you could be struggling to understand that. You could be struggling to see that, to believe that. And I think that it's very possible in the next few days, Spirit's going to show you just that. For some of you divine masculines, you could be experiencing Kundalini awakening as well. That can definitely make you feel like you need to go see a doctor, right? But I'm seeing the explosion come out of the crown chakra. All right. Ten of Swords, a completion to a painful life cycle. The Hanged Man. We saw the Hanged Man last night. The Lovers. It's not a fantasy fairy tale. No one's coming back to save you. You have lost something dear to you or someone dear to you. You will probably never get that energy back until you choose to heal yourself. Until you choose to heal yourself. Five of Wands on the bottom says it's not easy. If it was easy, we'd all do it. And the world would just be full of healed, compassionate, loving, kind people, right? All right, hopes and fears. We have light beings coming out. We also have channeling on the bottom. I feel like divine masculine is seeing a lot of things they can't explain or understand. But they're also not taking the time to do the research because they're too busy out there trying to make that dollar, right? But there is this energy of wanting to know, wanting some type of confirmation. The Hermit, big confirmation there. Page of Swords, more confirmation, wanting to know, how can I learn more? Where will I find the information? When will the clarity come in? What do I have to do to replenish myself? Four of Swords says you have to stop. You have to stop whatever you're doing and you're going to have to heal. And that doesn't mean stop what you're doing just to go replace it and start something else. Everyone that has spiritual awakening experiences a downtime that we don't like. Nobody likes it. It's called solitude for a reason. I tried to skip over it so many times in my own personal journey and my own personal awakening that I caused myself so many delays, so many. I feel like divine masculine is at this point where you're being forced now. This is the Hermit is a major arcana. It means spirit, divinely fated energy has stepped in because you refused. You refused to go learn more. You refused to pause. You refused to stop doing it the same old way. You kept taking hits and you just kept getting back up and going, nope, I can do it. I can take more. I'm going to go right back to doing the same thing. And now God has put a stop to that. The Star is on the bottom. Thank God. Four of Swords is healing, but it's also a blessing in disguise. You're about to get time to go learn what it is that you need clarity on. All right, let's look at the potential outcome, please, for divine masculine. You are the universe comes out. Joy is on the bottom. I'm getting so emotional. So here's what I'm going to say. The statement that I made earlier, where I said the masculine energy was holding us up, is factual. And I don't care. I know it's going to hurt feelings and all of that stuff. But if I just keep rubbing your back and telling you that everything you're doing is great, then we're not going to get anywhere, right? Your protect and provide energy needs to protect and provide for your soul, for yourself. And that's it. It's not your job to protect and provide for the world. That's God's job. Your job is to have faith in God. And if you continue to push and you continue to ignore and you continue to break down, the world is going to leave you behind, because the divine feminine is rising. And they're rising. The divine feminine is rising at a fierce rate, probably due to the being tired of being held down for so long. I'm not saying we don't have compassion. I'm not saying we don't have understanding. And I'm not saying we don't have love. But we're no longer enabling the bullshit. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. It's not about the money. Let go of the money. The Devil card, Capricorn energy coming out strongly. Karma, Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is the card. That's the card for the whole reading. If you look up the meaning of Queen of Cups, one, it's my clue card for Divine Feminine. Two, it's the card that says she knows she can't love anybody else until she learns how to love herself. She knows that all she's doing is pouring her depletion on everyone she claims to love because she refuses to sit down and self-care. She knows that she has to pull back now so she can stop hurting all these people that she claims to love, so she can go heal and take care of herself. Look it up. Queen of Cups. The High Priestess is on the bottom. Okay, so I was going to do Tree of Life. But there's so much chakra clogs. Gosh. Miss L gifted me these, guys. Chakra love balance card that says raise your crystal vibrations. It gives crystal suggestions. So when you're trying to meditate, divine masculine, remember what the first card was? So when you're trying to meditate and you're trying to connect with spirit, and you're trying to get some of these answers and some of this clarity, some of these crystals I'm about to tell you could be helpful. Stop making fun of things that you don't know. All right, abundance. Have mercy. This is the solar plexus chakra. This is about your personal power. You're giving your power away to someone else, right? Whoever is writing your weekly check. Citrine is on here. The world is abundant when you choose to see it that way. The world is abundant when you choose to see it that way. Destiny flies out. It's third eye chakra. You could be having a third eye awakening. That's why you're starting to see all the things. And now again, now that spirit knows that you know, right? Follow your instincts. They lead to the truth. Fluorite is going to be the suggested crystal for meditation. And last one, big confirmation of everything I said, including the entire reading being the heart of the matter, right? Heart chakra comes out. The crystal is going to be rhodonite, and the message says love. Love is a verb, so make it your most treasured action. Start worrying about your heart, divine masculine. Start worrying about the love that you give out into this world, and stop worrying about how many dollar bills are in your bank account. That's it. That's the message. Dang, I feel like I just went running or something. Like what? Like what in the world? Whew. All right, guys. So I did say that I would offer some free energy reads, 3 cards, for those of you that have joined me in the live, waited so patiently. I hope that divine masculine reading was helpful. Remember, we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. Your masculine energy is what makes you lock your doors, right? It's the energy that's focused on finances and material um, items, right? So right now, divine masculine is learning to have faith, just like we had to. Excuse me. Oh my God. Nama says, I need to record this and send it to my person. I love it. Sandra says, the sphere there is rhodonite. I love it. Yay. All right, who's going first? Is it Nama? Let's catch Nama. I missed Amanda last night, y'all. I seen it. I seen Vanessa say something about we need a poke button. And I was like, I had already hit the end live. And I was like, why do we need a poke button? You know what I mean? Like, why would we need a poke button? So I was like trying to figure out what would make her say that. And then I realized, like, oh, they're talking about me. So I scrolled up through there and I seen where Amanda was like, me, hello. I was like, oh my gosh. I felt so bad, guys. I don't know. I just everything for a reason. There's gonna be a reason. I ended up pulling some cards for her and I sent it to her. So hopefully maybe I was gonna say it wrong or something, you know what I mean? And Spirit is like, here, just send her this picture in this book. So maybe that's what it was. All right, Nama, let's do your masculine, feminine energies and then the bridging energy, please. Masculine comes out right away. Eight of Cups, and it came out in reverse. So it's this energy of, I want to go, but I'm not going. I know that I need to leave something behind, but I keep coming back to it. That's masculine. Feminine comes out right away. The Sun. So right now we are in Leo season. No, we're not. What's today? No, we're still in Gemini season. Look on your birth chart. Where's your sun on your birth chart? You're trying to get courage. You could be experiencing some type of heart chakra. I like to say explosion, but it's really activation, but it feels like an explosion sometimes, right? But when we have heart chakra activations, it could feel like something is like there's a spotlight on something that needs to heal when it comes to your heart chakra. So your emotions, your feelings. Seven of Cups. I know that Seven of Cups is normally options or choices, Nama, but I actually got the message pretty clearly that as soon as I turned the card over. Again, being tested, again, having multiple options, and again, feeling like you're being watched, like Spirit's watching you to see which one you're going to choose. I want you to know that's bridging energy. So that means it's being felt on both sides. The Devil is on the bottom, and it is about breaking free from karmic ties. If you resonate more with Divine Feminine, we're dealing with all the retrogrades. So Mercury starts on the, 17th. Saturn is already retrograde in Aries. That's going to be, whew, y'all. But the people are coming back. right? The people are coming back. It's what happens every freaking Mercury retrograde. We all know it. We all see it. We get lesson after lesson after lesson. Here's what I'm going to say. Everything happens for a reason. So if they're coming back, there's unfinished business, there's some reason, there's some purpose for it. So don't let it trigger you in a way that you're upset or you're emotional or you start shaking again, right? Don't let it do that. Understand that there's a purpose to it. And most likely that purpose is an ability to show you how far you have come, right? Aquarius, but what house? Where is it at? I mean, but that makes a lot of sense with Pluto in Aquarius. Yeah. Okay. Who else? Anybody else? Are we going to wrap it up? I will be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing the all 12 signs. I am going to keep the regular 8 p.m. time schedule. Um, and then we may do a music and tarot soon. Nama says, I'm booking with you like yesterday. I'm in explosion for 2 weeks. Absolutely. Um, Nama, make sure that you're in my private Facebook group so you get that discount. And I do have availability um I believe starting Sunday. Starting Sunday. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys for coming in here, hanging out with me. I appreciate it so very much. I hope that the reading was helpful. I hope that you were able to relate with some of it. I know that it was definitely, a challenging reading. But if I come out here and tell you guys, you know, that everything's hunky dory and you're doing a great job and you don't need to change anything, then we're just literally never going to get anywhere. I think it's better just to be told what the facts are so we can just face them and overcome them, right? I hope that makes sense. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I appreciate you guys. It was nice seeing you, Miss L. I'm always sending all of you guys abundant love. And I'm no longer sending the light because you already are the light, right? So just let yourselves shine. I think that's what we're supposed to be doing. I'll see everyone tomorrow night. Bye.